All right. Welcome to the first episode, WatchitGolf podcast. I'm your host, Lukas Nowakowski, and joining me as always, my co-pilot and man behind the magic, Patrick Holsten Nilsson. Patrick, my friend, the 2025 Ryder Cup was coming else, right?
Thank you, Lukas. Yeah, it was truly amazing. I mean, the first 2 days, almost all blues. I mean, there was blue all over the place, and the European team played really, really well. And everybody thought it was going to be a walk in the park on Sunday, but as we all know, Sundays are special. And it was a struggle all the way and a battle all the way into the last hole. So it was a truly amazing competition.
Yeah, that was.
So, and that actually brings us into today's topics. And we have a special guest with us today, a true friend of ours. He was the Ryder Cup captain of the 2004 team, and they did a tremendous job on foreign soil and managed to win even though back then. So welcome, Anders Forsbrand, our friend.
Yeah, hi, Anders. Yeah, the stage is yours. You can try to talk about more about yourself, because we are always lying.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No, it was an amazing game, Anders. And can you give us some thoughts about this year's Ryder Cup?
Yeah, I think it was what they did the first 2 days was absolutely incredible. And it was not like the U.S. team was playing poorly either, because I think the Europeans in the foursomes, the first day was 16 under par. And the second day, the American team was 16 under and still got beat. So it was not like they played poorly. It was just tremendous golf. And I think Sunday they were tired as well. I mean, it was a lot of pressure on these guys. And as soon as the other team starts getting their flag on the board, then it gets a bit nerve-wracking. And obviously the crowd was definitely on one side of the, like it is in Europe too. But it was a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course, but we cannot be able to talk about the crowd, right? Because everybody talking about this now, and for sure we inviting you for listening from you. How was in 2004? Because there were no technology, everything was manually created, and how it was.
It was great. I mean, what Bernhard did straight off, he said that you go and talk to all the guys, to the crowd, and sign as many signatures as well, and make sure that you get them on our side. And we played great. I mean, they were fantastic, and it was really cool. I think how Sutton made a mistake when he put Phil and Tiger together. First of all, the two best players on the team, and put them together, they might not be as good. And it was a funny story. It was an Irish little caddy on the side of the first tee the first day, and Phil hits one way, way, way left. And then Tiger hits a one way, 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 way right. And he goes, "That's how much they love each other."
Oh, like me. The right is something like me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it would have been the good one. But it's so cool to see when the pressure is on. I mean, I would say that Augusta, the back nine, is probably the most pressure apart from Ryder Cup. And to see the top golfers in the world play under that pressure and play that well, it is really, really amazing.
That's cool, but I've read, because I did not watch this event, but I've read that the European team dominated. That everybody's saying that it is the landslide victory on American soil. Yeah,
it's still the largest win for the Europeans over there. And in the beginning, I mean, we got hammered most of the time, and this was a big, big win. And it was cool. I mean, it was still a lot of games that went to 18 or 17-18, so it was tighter than the number. But they played extremely well.
Yeah, but how was the feeling of the final putt dropped? It was relief, pure joy, or were you guys just ready for a big party?
No, I mean, it is a relief, because there's so much pressure on every single guy out there, and there's somebody who's going to hold it, right? And it's just wonderful to see, and you see it on the guys when they know it is their putt. So it was a good party, but it was nothing. Everybody was pretty good the following day.
Nobody did the airplane.
No.
And that was boring. Yeah, but I'm curious about like a vice captain in the past, because you were Bernhard Langer's only vice captain, right? And these days, captains have a lot and a whole crew of assistants. What was that one-on-one dynamic like? What was your specific role? Because without technology, how you are the good cop or the bad cop, or you be a guy who brought the snacks for Bernhard? Sorry for this, but I have to do this.
No, he called me and he said, "I want you to go up and check out the golf course for 2 days, and then you tell me about how it is and how it's going to be played, because we haven't picked the two picks that we have." And so I went up there and looked at everything and gave my interpretation of how it was, and then we picked the players according to how the golf course was set up. So we had 6 names that we were going to pick from, and it was clear that 2 or 3 of them was not on the paper after we've seen how the golf course looked.
Okay.
It was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for sure you had the serious characters, right? Monty, Lee, Westwood, also young guys like Donald and Poulter. How did you guys get all those different personalities and gel and work as one? Because in my mind, where you thought, yes, this is the team, this team is special.
Well, I think both sides, they come under, I mean, there's a lot of talk about the American team that they don't, whatever, fit together or whatever. I disagree. I think every player that's on one of these teams, they want to be there. They play a year or 2, and Europeans is 2 years to try to get on the team. And it's such an honor to be on it. And you just want to help your team partners. And they played tremendously well, all of them. And there was two guys that didn't play as well, but you only need to play 8 guys the first 2 days. You don't have to play all 12. Good to play all of them one way or another, especially if they're rookies on the team.
Yeah, and for me as the youngest, sorry, Patrick, but for me as the youngest guy here from our team here, it's always difficult to think even how you get to be prepared, how you are looking at the players play without social media, videos, and etc. How does it look like?
Well, I can't remember when the first Sony camera came out and we got like 8 pictures on the whole golf swing, and we thought that was the thing that ever happened. Mm-hmm. But you trusted your coach that you had. That's pretty much what we did, and we relied on the ball flight a lot. And you understand. I mean, now we know more because we have all this fantastic stuff like WatchitGolf and TrackMan and Foresight, that you understand the numbers, how the golf ball actually does what it does. But in those days, it's a little bit more guesswork then than it is now.
Yeah, exactly, Anderson. We talked a lot about these topics, you and me, Anders, about the technology today compared to what you in back in the days. But I really would like to go into the strategic perspective, mixing up the team or the players playing together. How did you guys look into that?
Bernhard gave out pieces of paper and to all the 12 players, and he was the only one that saw what they wrote. If there were guys that wanted to play with somebody or didn't want to play with somebody, but then obviously it's also in the foursomes that golf ball is important. So if you're playing 2 different golf balls, then that won't work. But if you're playing the same golf ball, then it's much easier. But you got to know the guys. I mean, one partnership was pretty cool, I think, when with Sergio. Sergio and Luke and Sergio and Westwood. I mean, they're completely different characters, but they gel so well together. So you need to find those things out. And today, obviously, they're doing so many different personality tests and all that stuff.
That's right. We saw.
Yeah. But
cool. Yeah.
I mean, you had to go on your gut to who like. But Bernhard asked also who do you like and who don't you like. So there's some players that you struggle playing with, and there are some that you love playing with. I presume it's the same when we go out and play golf today.
If we go back to the technology of today, if you had those opportunities back then, what kind of data or insights would you use back then if you had the opportunity? Like the launch monitors and video tools and everything. Is that something you would have used back then?
I think the biggest key is that when you're playing well and hopefully striking it well as well, then that's when you want all the numbers in the golf swing, and you can see what all the different angles or setup or lies on the clubs or you have all the data. And when you start playing poorly, you can see the differences. That's where I think the big key is, because I think if you only try to hit certain numbers, that might.
I mean, it's one thing to hit on a launch monitor compared to playing the game. Yeah. I mean, it's a total difference being on the range or in a simulator, comparing hitting a specific shot shape or specific distance. So, of course, it's a big difference there. And that brings me into if you look at all the amateurs out there right now playing the game, playing in the simulators and everything, have we lost anything with the game now when all the launch monitor is on the market and everything? It's sometimes more about an entertainment system than playing the actual game, in my mind anyway, because you can see when you're out playing on the courses, nobody thinks about how to hit the shot, what almost never what club to use or whatever. They just go from the yardage book or whatever, and then they try to hit the number, but they are not sure about how far they hit the ball even, but they still have using a watch or a yard what does it called,
laser,
yes, the laser. But as we know, for an amateur, the carry distance might change between 120 yards on a 7-iron up to 160 yards on a 7-iron on the same person, depending on how you hit the ball on different days. And
you shouldn't tell me this.
No, I know, Lucas. We have seen that on the course for sure.
Thank you.
And I think we have lost a little bit of the fun on the golf course. Because when I was a young kid, and I think you also, Anders, we have fun on the golf course. We played jungle golf, as we called it in Sweden, from tee number 1 to green number 4, and all over the place, and maybe from a bunker on a par 5 to a par 3 green, and so on. And we learned how to play the game that way. And I think we lost a little bit of that.
When they go out and play, they have a set number how far a club goes.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. You go and you take whatever 8-10 balls and of the balls that you normally play with, and then you hit, say, 10 balls, and you take the shortest one and the longest one away, and then you have an average of X. And then you have to put that on a sheet unless you remember everything, because I don't think they know how far they hit it. They expect to hit it perfect, and they're hardly ever over a green except when they're going to hit a little wedge and top it. But that's what the pros do. They know exactly how far they hit it, but they measure, and that's why they got the yardage books when they play on the golf course too.
Yeah.
How far they hit it and how far it rolls or comes back or whatever on each green.
I believe that's something amateurs should learn from, because if we ask 10, 15 amateur players, I'm not sure if nobody actually can tell the yardage they hit with each club. I'm not sure they know it. And golf is too difficult to guess, actually. You need to know.
Yeah. And that's I think the beauty with WatchitGolf is that it's so simple to take on the course. Yeah. And it is actually on the golf course that you swing much closer to the true swing. On the range is not the same. So it's you should learn a lot if you use it on the golf course and practice. Tournament is tournament if you're playing a tournament on your home golf course. But if you want to go out and practice, go out by yourself and hit more balls and start understanding and realizing that, well, if it blows like this, then the ball goes this far. And to start to look at the game differently. But everybody wants to just go out and play and
measure distance. If I've somebody talk about the play, the average golfer always asking about distance, right? Is your application showing the distance?
Yeah, absolutely. We show all the numbers. That could be interesting for a player. We have the same numbers as the big big companies out there, and what differentiates us from the others is actually not the numbers and the launch monitor. It's the quality of a video that we produce for each shot on the player, and the possibility to actually take a lesson from a coach from all over the world.
Okay, guys, I'm taking the moment for commercials. I want to take a moment to talk about the tools that make this podcast and the data analysis you hear every week possible. We spend so much time on this show breaking down how to use your data to get the bear, but all of that starts with having the right data in the first place. That's where our two powerful applications from WatchitGolf, PXE and PXC, come in. For the serious players listening, PXE, the player experience, is your all-in-one performance companion. It's more than just a scorecard you are using inside your pocket. It works as a launch monitor, instantly capturing your shots and giving you all the necessary numbers like ball speed and spin rates. But it's so much more than that. PXE is the fastest, most effective way to connect with your coach. You can film your swing right inside the app, get instant feedback, and even chat with your coach about a specific shot you just hit, all in real time over the internet. It's how to get the professional analysis and advice from anywhere in the world right when you need it. And for the professional coaches out there, they're PXC, the player experience coach. We know you are passionate about golf, but you need to grow your business and make a living from your experience. PXC is the platform that helps you to do that. It allows you to manage students from all over the world, analyze their data and video remotely, and show them exactly what they need to work on. You can share drills, provide feedback, and communicate seamlessly with all your players, turning your knowledge into a scalable business. You can make more money by helping more players and while providing a higher level of service. Wherever you are a player looking for a competitive edge or a coach ready to modernize your business, the WatchitGolf app are the future of golf instruction. And for now, they are exclusively available for iOS users. Of course, Android coming soon. So if you're an iPhone or iPad user, head over the App Store and download WatchitGolf PXE and WatchitGolf PXE to start your data-driven journey to bear golf and bear coaching businesses. On the screen, you see the link where you can register as a coach in WatchitGolf Academy, and QR code provides you the link to our application you can download and get your golf performance possibility bear. Take care and have a nice day. See ya. We are back. Okay, but you know, if I'm joining to the team like a Ryder Cup team, right? What the vice captain doing with players? You are the like a mental coach or what?
Yeah. We were, or they still are not able to speak to the players when they're playing. It's only the captain that can talk to them. But during the practice days, I mean, you're just a servant. I mean, if they tell you to go and get bananas, you go and get bananas. If whatever it might be, I mean, you just try to help them with as much as you can, and then help the captain to be able to see something. Say something is getting firmer on either a green or a fairway. You just message it over to the captain and say, hey, make sure that these guys are not going to hit it further than this on this hole.
Yeah, but so, you were alone, right, in the past?
No, Hegma and Thomas Björn was captains as well. So,
all right.
But we had, and Harrington hit it in the ditch on 4. I think it's 4. And Bernhard said, how can you do that? You know how far it is. I mean, you can't hit it there. But when we messaged that over to him, he stood on that tee box, and nobody got close to that hazard.
Okay.
But that's I mean, he hardly ever in his whole career has made a mistake. I mean, he's so thorough, and he was so thorough in everything. It's amazing to just know him and understand what he's achieved in his career.
Yeah. But where the coaches? But how it look like then? Because every player has their own coaches, right?
Yeah.
The coaches are in or not?
Yeah, they're at the range or whatever, and walking with them, but then when you go play, I mean, you're on your own, and the captain is the only one, and the caddy obviously can talk to him. But otherwise, you just go and play.
And how will be from the coach perspective, Patrick? Because you were on the second plan as a coach, right? Then
what do you mean? What do you mean?
The captain is the most important, and if the player came with the coach goes is on the backstage.
Yeah, obviously, I'm not a coach for some of the players in Ryder Cup, but I truly believe that it's more about a mentorship, and you need to be a person that they truly trust and believe in and can lean on, and so I think it's more about during these couple of weeks preparing and during the competition. I mean, you just need to be there and being able to actually push them forward. If you look into a regular tournament, I mean, if we go into the players I've coached for example, the qualification for the European Tour or whatever, the difference, I would say, now if I go into the technology stuff compared to when I worked with players on trying to qualify for the European Tour, then I needed to be on site to help them. And with the tools now and with WatchitGolf, you actually can just tell them to use the application and send videos directly to me wherever I am. So that's the technology forefront, which is good for the game and for the players, and an easy access to your coach wherever they are. So, and vice versa for sure. So.
Yeah, but sometimes the players did not understand. Okay, the Ryder Cups team and Ryder Cup team, as we talk about, and everybody understand numbers, right? But if we are talking about the average players or beginners, if somebody talk about some spin axis or or maybe the face angle, there is a new one stuff in years, and there is almost impossible to understand, and everybody think then that golf is so boring or too technology.
No, it's actually a little bit easier than you think reading the numbers, but for sure for an amateur it's difficult to understand how the numbers combine with each other and what how a spin rate could change from an angle of attack perspective or shaft lean perspective and so on, and how important it is to hit in the same window all the time to get the good quality carry distances all the time and so on. So the problem for an amateur, I believe, is nobody actually told them what to look into and explain what the number means and how you can use them for your education or in your education. That's the biggest problem today, because most of my students anyway, they play in a simulator for fun and see the ball speed, they see the club head speed, and the smash is so cool to see. But they don't understand how they combine with each other, and that's a problem, because if you don't understand the number and using a launch monitor, I think you can get stuck on the numbers and forget how to swing the golf club. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, sometimes it's different to play from mats, right?
Oh yeah, the mats also, I mean, it's a total different impact of the ball. Most of the time, indoors anyway, on the mats, you're hitting very high on the face because the mats are quite thick, but there's no resistance in the mat. So the when you hit the mat, the ball jumps a little bit and it hit high on the face, and you can get less spin on the ball, further distance thanks to that, and so on, and you don't get the ball compress. So when you practice indoors, it's you need to know what you're doing for sure, and hitting from a mat compared to hitting from grass is two different.
Yeah, but this is quite funny, right? We are discussing about the spin rate and of course the accuracy of distance.
Yeah.
And then Anders in the past, right? Who is told you about the spin rate?
Nobody did. The best story I have is that they took Ben Hogan's clubs that he built himself, and they checked them, and they said, "There's no way we can build them this good. No way." And that's today. They say that can't be done. So a guy like that understood exactly what he wanted to achieve with the golf ball. Absolutely exactly. And today it's a little different. I mean, some of the players, they go into the bus and say, "Hey, this one turns the other way. I want it to go left instead of right." And then they build it and then go out and hit it and it goes left. So, I mean, It changed. There's a lot of big changes that's happened. Some are really good. They're not as creative today as all the players were in the past. There's some are really creative and all right.
Yeah. I remember. I think it was the Tour Edition ball that spun like crazy compared to everything else back then. I mean, it was but it was fun to play with it, but it was very difficult.
Yeah. But even most players today thinking that the ball doesn't matter.
The ball is very important. I mean, depending on your swing speed, your trajectory, and stuff like that, it's very necessary to play with the correct ball.
Maybe on the tour level, but most of the people putting the ball on the tee from the lake directly.
Yeah, that's the problem, because players like Anders, I mean, you Anders can play with whatever club you get in your hands, and probably doesn't matter what ball either, because you're going to learn pretty fast. But for an amateur, what kind of clubs you're using? Is it a club that's helping you to get airborne, or is it a club that does something else? And the ball is for sure important. I mean, look at the short game. If you're playing a softball or a hard covered ball, it's going to change how you playing your short game and how the ball reacts from the club to when it catches the green and so on. So I strongly suggest for all my players that they should do a ball fitting. They don't need to buy the most expensive ball, but for sure they need to know and play, or at least play the same ball all the time. Not, as you said, Lucas, picking up the lake balls and playing a Titleist one time and
for
switch on the next time.
Piece.
And yeah. Some of them playing range balls as well. It's not helping the game. Yeah.
If we go back to 2004, there's the most funny story from that time. You remember something?
Oh, that was
funny?
The cat. Caddy was absolutely brilliant on the first tee when Phil hit it one way and then Tiger the other way, and he just goes, "That's how much they love each other." I mean, We laughed so hard. I mean, it was funny.
But what was the faces of the players? They are fun. They are fun as well and smile or not?
No, there was no smile. Not from those two, but from all the other guys that
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
The guys that play these big events, it's just wonderful to watch them. What they're able to do under the tremendous pressure, but they all want to be there. That's the beauty. They want that pressure.
Yeah.
And you look at it today, Ryder Cup is one of the most watched programs in sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is almost most popular in the US, especially, but in Europe as well. Even in Poland.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, yearly thing, Super Bowl is big, but every other year, golf, I think, or the Ryder Cup is up there. It's first or second. I mean, it's a lot of people watching.
What do you think? This is the spirit of this game. This is the different how we look at the live golf today. Even that this is the tournament team sports or team golf today.
I like it. I like live, and I think it's just sad that the world rankings are not accepting it for whatever reasons. But you look at the guys that are so good. I mean, there's a lot of good players on that tour. And I think for golf in general, it'd be much better if they work together and start being able to play more tournaments together instead of only the majors. I mean, it's for golf that the tours are not sitting down together and work it out.
No. I mean, you saw Bryson. I think he only played 6 top tournaments outside the live and qualified on the top 6 to be a part of the Ryder Cup team. So, I mean, they are good. They are good.
Question. They're really good.
Yeah.
And Bryson and Rom was ranked before the Ryder Cup 80th in the world.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
what that's completely incorrect.
Yeah, but how the players make the confidence
Of what?
of the team, because this is the team spirit all time, right? And how was in the past? Today we only checking the winning or the numbers or playing. Sometimes I do not understand.
In live or Ryder Cup?
Or Ryder Cup.
It's the same. I mean, everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to play. If you're on the team, it's like being on the national football team or soccer. Does everybody love each other? Probably not. Do they want to win? Absolutely.
Yeah, but from a European standpoint, when you're watching the TV broadcast and everything, it feels like the team spirit in the European team is much greater than compared to the US team, and it has been so for a couple of Ryder Cup events now, in my opinion anyway. How can that be? Do we look at the Ryder Cup differently from
I think
the side of the pond?
I think it's only media. Media has been saying this for 50 years.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing about certain people that are running countries around the world are hated in the media and some are loved in the media. And then we get our own opinion about people. But we still don't know the people. And I mean, they backed Keegan Bradley big time, and everybody wanted to play on that team. So it's to me, it's I don't think there's any difference.
No, you might be right. I mean, it's how it's presented in the media, of course. That's a big thing for everything, and but you know Luke Donald in person, I believe. If you look into him as the Ryder Cup captain, what, in your opinion, what did he do the last 2 times that actually make the European win the Ryder Cup? What did he do something special compared to other captains, or what's the case?
First, I don't know enough, but I only hear what certain things they've done. And obviously Eduardo Molinari is a big key point, the person when it comes to all the stats. So they lean on him a lot for a lot of different reasons. I think Luke did some smart things about the crowd with the VR glasses and all that. I think that was really clever. I think he prepared all the people or the players really well for what was going to happen. It's easy to say, yeah, we know, but he knew what was going to happen. I mean, New York is a tough crowd. Even you look at the New York Yankees, if they don't play well, I mean, they boo you. So it's a tough place to play. It doesn't matter what sport it is. So I think that's what I see that he made the biggest difference. It was how he prepared them.
Yeah, and one more time we're discussing about technology.
Yeah. I think we'll have I think we're running out of time soon, but I actually have one last question for you, Anders. From your perspective, having been inside one of the greatest team ever, what's one piece of advice you can give to young players out there trying to catch the dream, maybe playing in the Ryder Cup in the future? I'm thinking about the practice. I'm thinking about playing on the course and stuff like that.
If they're really young, I say have fun and play as much as you can. Just enjoy the game. When you get a little bit older, you need some good people around you, but you have to have fun. It needs to come from inside. If it doesn't come from inside, I mean, you're not going to make it. So it needs to come from inside. And then you just got to, I mean, it's hard work, but it's well worth it if you want it.
Yeah.
Live the dream, because might be your dream, but it's still possible.
Yeah. Just to get perspective of those things, we had a discussion, you and me, in private yesterday, I believe, about the amount of practice hour you put in during your time as a player, and I was actually amazed about the hours you put in every single week. And please tell us a little bit about that, because I think that's truly amazing, and also tell us a little bit about how you can compare today's practice with your practice.
Well, I counted the first few years. I counted every week how much time I spent on the job golf, but it included the travel. Okay, but that was only in Europe, so it wasn't a vast. But I did 80 hours a week, and we had a meeting the other day, and there was a business person there who ran some very large companies, and I said, you probably did the same thing. He said 70 hours minimum every week, he said, and that's not including travel. So it's just hard work, but it's if you love it, you will put the time in. And today they do exactly the same. It's just more. There's so much more specific when it comes to the body workouts that we did was more just regular stuff. Today, they know exactly how to do it to create more speed in different areas of their body. So that's different. And they obviously understand the clubs in one way better than we did. But I think the top guys put in the same amount of work that we did.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. Totally. Yeah.
All right, Anders and Lucas. Has been truly amazing. Thank you, Anders, for your time and your insights of the Ryder Cup and everything. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I hope to see you soon on the podcast again.
Yeah, and of course, from me, this is the quite interesting thing when I've summarized this podcast, this talk. Then we are all the time talking about the feeling, all the talking about the fun from sport, right? But now a little time is changing, and everybody thinking about technology, and this is for me quite difficult to understand sometimes and put all those things together, because you've always be in your back in your head, then you should go with some launch angle or distance or spin axis or something, because you are getting on right, left, and talk about with your friends around 20 in handicap, and everybody wants to be the coaches.
Yeah.
That's the reason, I think.
That's maybe why they are still on 20 in handicap.
Maybe that's the feeling. But of course, the last thing I want to ask you, Anders, what should the young guys or the average players do if they want to break 80?
You're asking from a personal perspective, Lucas.
No, I'm trying to break 90. Hello. But 80, of course, then hit a lot or some different?
Well, first of all, get somebody nearby, your pro, to understand how they play golf, because it's easy if I would tell you how to play golf, if you want to make a score, you don't want to play that way. But I would tell you to hit a 5-iron off the tee or 7-iron off the tee and to get it close to the green, and you break 90 every day if I told you what to hit. But you don't want to play that way. So to understand how to play the game is very, very important. And when you look at the guys on tour, they're really, really smart when they play golf.
Yeah, it was brilliant conversation, guys.
Thank you, guys.
One more time. Our guest, Anders, the co-host, co-pilot, Patrick, and me, Lucas. Thank you very much, guys, for listening us, and take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.